Delighted to be here today at sunny Plumpton for the Star Sports video blogs for the Cheltenham Festival 2013, and I'm very much in esteemed company. I'm joined by three men that need no introduction, but I'm going to do it anyway. To my left, we've got Claude Duval, the Punters Pall from The Sun, Tom Lee, Channel 4, the betting expert, and Bill Esdaile, the City AM racing editor. So thanks very much for joining me, gents, and let's just crack on. Okay, so the World Hurdle, no chance to see Ruby doing this year, and no chance to get the dinner money. We're going to have to actually find and do some homework this year. We've got Oscar Whiskey in at 7-2, Rev Civilla 4s, and Monksland at 5s. Personally, I'd want to be against the front two because I think there's doubts about the pair of them. Oscar Whiskey, certainly stamina doubts. Rev to Civilla, dare I am to question it, but I don't think it's quite got the class to win a World Hurdle. And Monksland, for me, looks the better at 5s. Claude, strong on anything here?
Not really. I think it's a wide open race at the odds. I think Solwit is still an interesting contender. I have to say the Irish haven't won this for 15 years. This is a race they never seem to throw up a leading light in. Rev de Civola, of course, you know, he won the long walk and the Cleve hurdle. That's pretty good form. Nick Williams, of course, is one of many, I have to say, top trainers who've never trained a winner at the festival. It's a very interesting list, I have to tell you.
Have you had a runner yourself? Ever trained one?
No, I haven't trained one. No, I have.
Never too late, Claude.
100% record there, but I'm in good company with Nicky Richards and Charlie Longsdon and Bowen and all sorts of famous names. Nick Gifford, there's a whole string of them, and but no,
charity race last year, Nick Gifford. We're not counting that, though.
No,
fair enough.
What prize? Methuselah? How do you say it? Methuselah, yeah, top trainer at this year's Cheltenham Festival. No, he's got to be 3 figures.
I don't think so. Oscar Whiskey, I know everybody sort of said, oh, poo-poo, he didn't. He proved once again he didn't stay. But if you say that to Henderson, I mean, he almost has a fit when you tell him that. He's absolutely adamant that this horse will stay, and it would be a very popular winner for Guy Walters.
No, I agree with you. I don't think it stays though. So, Tom, your opinion, please?
Oh, listen, Oscar Whiskey's race is at Aintree in 5 weeks' time. It's not at Cheltenham in a fortnight. Absolutely, without any shadow of a doubt. If you're looking at these prices, there's no way in the world somebody can sit here and say, I recommend you take 7-2 at the front of the market about a horse who, on the basis of one run in the Cleve, which he didn't even win, don't forget, he was beaten by Rev de Civola, who, in my opinion, is best when there is some give in the ground. With the ground drying out, I would suggest that, I mean, he's a real grinder. He's very, very tough, Rev de Civola. Again, at 4-1 or 9-2, I wouldn't be rushing in to back him. They're both 8-year-olds. I think maybe the way to play this is to go with the younger pair of legs coming across the Irish Sea. Noel Meade has a very, very good and improving horse in Monksland. He was very tough and saw off Zaipor at Leopardstown with some ease, I have to say, as well. That wasn't just a scrap. He saw him off with a good bit up his sleeve, and he's had a nice break between races.
There was weight there. There was a weight. There was a penalty.
Irrespective, it was a very, very showy performance. And what's more, also in Ireland, Tony Martin, Bog Warrior's been an absolute revelation. Things just slightly unravelled for him over fences. He's gone hurdling 3 from 3 there. They might very well have primed him for a big run in the Hennessy had he taken on Sir Deschamps in the same ownership a couple of weeks ago. They didn't, so potentially now this might be an alternative target. But as a bet, as a selection, definitely the young horse with the legs, improving as well. There could be more to come from him in Monksland.
No, I agree with you. It'll be one of mine too, and I'll come on to the other one in a minute. But Bill?
Yeah, I mean, I backed Monksland for the race, and I'll probably get it beat, so I'm not going to take him here. The interesting thing about Oscar Whiskey is if you watch a replay of last year's World Hurdle, he was ridden so negatively. He had so much ground to make up, and they've come out and they said they're going to ride him more aggressively this year. So if he's got a chance of staying, you know, he's going to be close. I agree with you about the ground with Nick Williams' Rev de Civola. He's probably their best with a bit of cut. He does stay, and he's going to be ridden up with a pace, and he'll commit a long way out. There'll be no hiding place for the non-stayers. My one worry that I have with Monksland is that he had a terrible flat spot in the race in Highland. He looked beat. I backed him that day. He looked beat 4 out and then stayed on. Great for a World Hurdle. A good ground, fast run World Hurdle. he might be a long way back. That's the only
Big bucks,
worry.
flat spots, Ingle Dreavers.
Yeah,
flat spots, winner.
So I do agree with that. The one forgotten horse in the race at a big price is Smad Place of Alan Kings. If he comes back to the form that saw him placed in the race last year, he's been a bit disappointed this year. He was disappointed at Wetherby, he was disappointing at Ascot behind Rev to Civila. They backed him heavily on both occasions, so they know he's got a lot of ability. If they've sorted out whatever the niggling problem that's been bothering him, he could bounce right back into contention at 20 to 1, 20, 25 to 1, whatever price he is. But for me, guns to my head, Monksland, I backed him, and I think he's the young, progressive pretender.
Well, I agree with you. The only other horse, one of two that I like that I think deserves a mention, always the bridesmaid, Get Me Out of Here, 16 to 1, always shows up, loves to come second at Cheltenham. Love to see it go well and better this year.
Well, there's a few old favourites in there. The likes of, for example, the 2008 Neptune winner 5 for 3, and don't forget a horse who, in his own right, 2 years ago was brilliant and seen off by a really top performance by Hurricane Fly. Of course, Pedlar's Cross, and nobody's even mentioned him, and yet, like beaten by Sam Winner in a Jumper's Bumper, has won a race since then. Wasn't flashy, but on his day, top horse.
Well, I think
any price you like.
The only thing to say about a lot of these is that a lot of these horses are all 2 miles 5 specialists. This is 3 miles up that hill at a strong gallop. If you don't stay 3 miles, there's no hiding place. Watch previous renewals of this race. They're strung out for miles, and you need a horse that stays. And with Monksland, he's won over 3 miles.
Well, what I say is, I think we all agree it's wide open. Hopefully, it looks like it's going to be a bookmaker's benefit. My selection for the Super 8 competition is going to be Monksland. Claude?
I'll take a chance on Oscar Whiskey. I don't subscribe to the view that either he didn't stay the other day, and I think he'll probably turn it round with Rev to Civila.
If you're taking chances on favourites, Claude, I'd like to see what chances you take elsewhere. But that's Tom?
I will happily lay Claude as much Oscar Whiskey as he wants. Monksland, please.
Monksland for me too.
Good. So in conclusion, Oscar Whiskey 7 to 2, Rev to Civila 4 to 1, Monksland at 9 to 2, Pedlar's Cross who can't win at 10s, and Solwit at 12s.